Uh,
Big ball, fat, making my end. Fucking big killer, big ball, fat.
yo, what's going on, YouTube, man? You guys already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Sports Scar TV, where we talk sports like religion. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. Click that notification bell so you can get notified when I upload. Share the content, jump in the comments. Let's get it cracking. And it's official, ladies and gentlemen. PBC has now rolled out their first events of 2024 on the new network Amazon Prime, as they're doing a pay-per-view boxing match that should be filled with a lot of action-packed fights, fan-friendly type of showdowns. Starting off the headliner, right? Between Tszyu, 24 wins, 0 losses, 17 wins by way of knockout. We know that Tszyu is the son of legendary Hall of Famer Tszyu. He's been elevated to a champion in the 154-pound division. But this will not be a fight for the belt. And his opponent is none other than Keith one-time Thurman, 2-time champion, WBA, WBO, 30 wins, 1 loss, 22 of those wins by way of knockout. Tszyu, man, he coming off of fire 2023 campaign, man. I mean, absolute fire. Whipping up on Tony Harrison, beating Brian Mendoza and Carlos Ocampo all in 1 year. 3 fights in 1 year. Former champion Tony Harrison, that is, to beat all of those opponents in a year's span shows a lot of dedication coming from Mr. Tszyu, wanting to, shake from underneath of his father's shadows and become his own Tszyu, so to speak. And then you got Keith one-time Thurman, man, and it's truly a one-time thing with my man Keith Thurman. Obviously, the inactivity is always played a part, but that one loss he had, came to legendary Hall of Famer, Filipino boxer, man, Manny Pacquiao, you know what I mean? In his last fight, he fought Mario Barrios, and he beat him in a unanimous decision back in February of 2022. That was his last fight. So here we are in 2024. I think that's around 25, maybe 25-month layoff, so to speak, for Keith Thurman. So this is why this fight is intriguing for me, because you don't know what you're going to get from Keith one-time Thurman. Obviously, when Keith Thurman was an active fighter, he is a top fighter. He has beaten top names. And mind you, the guy, people forget that the guy only loses to Manny Pacquiao. I mean, nobody wants to take an L in the ring. Let's make that clear. But in reality, man, when you got 2 great fighters inside of the ring, somebody has to go. And obviously, Manny Pacquiao wasn't undefeated in that bout. So it's no shame, and should be no shame in Keith Thurman's game that he lost to a Hall of Famer by the name of Manny Pacquiao. The fight is intriguing. We have seen what Tszyu has been doing to opponents. His style is sort of aggressive, sort of awkward. We know he does pack power in his punches. And he can fight. He can brawl. Versus Keith Thurman is not only a heavy-handed fighter as well that got power and could knock you out. That's why he got the nickname One-Time Thurman. But we know he can also be a slick boxer slash counter puncher, and he can also apply pressure. Sort of like a tactician, you know, I would label Keith Thurman as. A history of Thurman, though, from, you know, watching his fights and things of that nature, which everyone can see, you know, if you're a fan of boxing and not a casual, so to speak, is that Keith Thurman has problems with body punching. I'm assuming that Tszyu's camp and Tszyu himself knows this if they've been studying the past bouts on Keith One-Time Thurman. He gets hit with a good body shot, and next thing you know, he get on that bicycle, starting to try to catch his breath. But, you know, one thing about Keith Thurman, he's been down, but he gets up and he will fight. And so I just think this is going to be a very explosive fight. I think it's a good headline, pay-per-view worthy. I think Tszyu's put enough work in to finally get the recognition to be able to headline an event. And it's good that his dance partner is someone like Keith One-Time Thurman. People have been wanting to see him in the ring. He's been doing a lot of talking, you know, saying that, you know, obviously he wants to get that payday. But this is a good fight right here that can actually get him that payday, especially, you know, being on the victorious side, right? The co-main is between WBA super lightweight champion Rolly Romero, 15-1, 13 wins by way of knockout, versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz, man, 25-2, 1 draw, 17 wins by way of knockout. This is also a fight that should be very exciting. Now, you know, you got Rolly Romero, man. His only defeat came in the hands of Gervonta Tank Davis, you know, the Baltimore native, the face of boxing, as I like to put it, slightly ahead of my man Saul Canelo Alvarez. We know Romero packs power in his punches, both hands. We know that his style, his fundamentals are not in the realm of just a regular boxer. We know that this guy is awkward. He throws punches just from spots where you might don't see those punches coming. And if they can hit you clean, man, they can knock you out. I mean, even Tank Davis said that Rolly Romero, he gave him his props that dude can hit, right? Pitbull Cruz, on the other hand, we know he's an aggressive fighter. He has a solid chin. He's coming after you. He could be a one-trick pony at times, you know, because he's looking for the kill shots. He throws with bad intentions. Mostly every punch he throws is with bad intentions. So this is going to be one of those type of fights. It's like Rolly's chin has been looking suspect, obviously, by Tank knocking him out and the old man Barroso, the 40-year-old that put him on the canvas as well. So we do know Rolly is susceptible. That chin is a little suspect, you know what I mean? And so that's what's going to make this fight interesting, especially when they exchange. Could Rolly take a punch to give a punch? I haven't seen Cruz on the turf, on the ground in the fight yet. But is he willing to trade with Cruz? Is Cruz willing to trade with Rolly? We shall see how those two fighters withstand each other's power punches in this fight. From a technical standpoint, I don't really look into these two guys as being like tacticians. So that's why I say I kind of expect a war. I know Cruz is going to push the tempo. Not sure how Rolly is going to respond to that, but I do know Rolly has power. And, hey, if he's willing to trade with Cruz, it could go either way. You know, it's a flip a coin type of fight, but I'm sure it should be explosive and exciting. And then you got Fundora coming back and getting a fight. You know, his last fight, man, he got knocked out, a brutal knockout by Brian Mendoza, man. I mean, flatline Fundora. You know, 20 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. Now this guy he's fighting, excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Bohachuk. I don't know too much about him. What I do know, he's 23-1 with 23 knockouts. It's Fundora. Obviously, chin got checked by Mr. Mendoza. And if this gentleman that he's fighting got 23 knockouts, I'm assuming that this guy got some kind of power, correct? So, can Fundora, I mean, with his 6'6" frame, and, you know, he's kind of slim guy, man, can his chin hold up to a guy that, at least on paper, produces the power that can put you to sleep? We shall see, man. It's your boy, Sports God TV, where we talk sports like religion, and I'm out. Till the next time.